To the Keeping It 99 podcast today. Meet with me and Munda, and we have our filmer, Jacob, who's on the other side of the camera today, and we're going to be discussing
if the internet makes you dumber.
Yeah, so it's a very, loaded question. We're going to start moving towards topic-based podcasts instead of people-based because no one cares about
no one
Jacob,
cares about
so we're going to talk
Oh,
about
dang, all right.
So, Jacob, I'm just going to ask you just a simple question. Does the internet make you dumber?
Yes. I would say it does make you dumber. It just doesn't make you more social. You know what I mean? Like so, you can't interact with people. It's very hard if you're just always on social media. Once it's face to face with someone, you're just blank. Right?
Yeah, I feel you with that, and I feel like that goes back to a lot of people nowadays are talking about how even though we are more connected, we're actually not connected.
Yeah, we're less connected now.
Yeah, we're more connected online, but in reality, we don't have we don't have real connections with each other, and so it really makes it hard to develop relationships and really, and so I guess it in that sense the internet makes you dumber socially.
Yeah.
So we can talk about the social changes of or the social effects of the internet.
Not even, bro. On people's social media, they could be so nice and you could have a full-blown conversation and it's going well, and then the moment you see them in person, bro, it's just so awkward.
Yeah.
So awkward. It's what do I do? We were just having a good conversation here and
no, I feel those are those internet friendships that
yeah,
because when you're face to face with someone, there's 70% of human communication is body language. A lot of how you come off to people and how people understand what you're saying isn't even just from the words you say. And so I feel it's very easy just to write down the words and whatever, just send a text. But it's a lot harder when you're face to face with someone trying to talk about certain things, because not only do you have to focus on what you're saying, but also how your body language is, how you're acting. And so I feel that makes communication just a lot harder in person. But it makes it feel more natural.
Yeah. I do take a little bit less time when I do text, because texting is a lot of effort. You have to think about where the period's going to go, where the comma's going to go, right? It's just a lot. I rather just have a phone call or just do it face to face. It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, you also just I feel there's a lot more genuineness.
Yeah.
When I'm texting one and telling them to do all this
shorts.
to do all this podcast stuff, I probably come off.
Dude, every day 8 a.m. Munda, do the shorts.
Not even 10:30. 10:30.
Munda, do the shorts. I'm bro, Munda, just do it so this man could stop talking.
Bro, I have the hardest job. You guys,
what?
Once a week you edit. Once a week you look at the audio, and I have to do it every single day.
Look, I mean, do you want to be successful?
Now it's every other day. Now it's
every other day.
Every other day. We put load off of you.
No, but I feel a lot of times I can come off as really mean, even though half the time I'm just joking.
Very mean.
A lot of things I say if he was face to face with me, he would know it's a joke, but sometimes I take it too far.
We don't know our emotions.
Yeah,
over
no,
text.
that's why emojis exist. You could just send a laughing emoji.
Who knows what emojis mean, bro?
That's true. Because sometimes if you send an emoji, it'd be the crying emoji, and it's bro, you're so dumb with a crying emoji. That's not really a joke. That's just
no,
just calling shots at that
emojis
point.
Are it's based on what you think. It's very subjective. There's no this means that. When it comes to, there's certain emojis that that, but most of them
ones.
Throw it.
But with the crying one as the laughing, that one is very subjective. People don't know what it
could
means.
mean a lot of things.
It could mean anything. Anything you
Sometimes.
want.
It really could.
All right, so we're gonna move on to a little subtopic on how the internet affects your memory.
Memory.
So we're all gonna go around maybe talking about how it affects our personal memory. So Jacob, you want to go first?
I don't know. Munda, you go first.
No,
I didn't think about it.
All right, so I'll go first.
Okay.
So the thing with the internet and memory, I feel for me is that you can just go up and search up who was the 21st president of the United States, and it would just be there. I actually have no clue what that is, but you can look up anything, and so what happens is that as your ability to access information increases, your ability to retain that information decreases. Because if you can just look up anything and you just know it like that, your brain's only going to know it for that long.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like in school, like you learn like the process to do something. Like in math, like you learn the process. Like in calculus, you learn the process to find an integral, the process to find a derivative, but then you just go and do it in your calculator. If you learned it like through your calculator first, like you would never actually like learn how to do it.
That's true.
Because you would only know like the shortcuts to it. And so I feel
answer.
like I feel like the internet is just like a shortcut for memory. So like basic information, because it is accessed so easily, like we just like forget it. You know, like if I give you like 1,424 like times like 37 and write it on paper, I guarantee you like
ain't no way.
Like you'll be slower than a fourth grader doing it just because they do that
way.
every day, and like we just put it in our calculator and just move on, you know?
Okay, you're next.
No, I
you
feel
said
like
you needed time. So.
that wasn't enough time. No, I feel like my memory does, like, even just on social media, like you're looking at so much stuff.
Yeah.
Where you're always consuming. You're always consuming, and you're never taking time to pause and to actually
No, and it's
think.
also like an instant gratification. Yeah. Like you want to know something, you get it instantly.
Get it. Yeah.
There's no like looking through books. There's nothing.
Yeah. There's no trial or error either. You know what I mean? It's not, you can't learn from your mistakes because the answer is in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
there are
not
no
like
mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But there is no mistake. So it's not like, oh, last time I tried doing this and it didn't work, and that's the reason why I got this answer. Or that's the reason why I do this now. So I think it just plays with that part.
Yeah, and I feel like part of that plays into like this shift of like our education system. Like if you remember like when we were in like first grade, second grade, like we never really used like, you know, like iPads and like stuff like that in class. Like we never, you know, occasionally we go to the computer lab and like type up something.
The computer lab was the best part.
Yeah, like that's like
that was like heaven. That was like heaven.
And like now like kids are like doing like games like part of their study, and like the issue is that like the shift from, you know, from our like even like to go further back, like from our parents, where like all their information was like just memorize it and spit it back out on a paper. Yeah. Just memorize it and like put it back out. And now it's shifting towards more like critical thinking, like, you know, like problem solving. And so that I feel like speeds up like the process of like the lost memory, because like you're not focusing anymore on like how to memorize things or like how to remember things. You're focusing more on like how to apply them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just adds to that, like, you know, like losing of information, I guess. Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, like you guys said, like the more you consume, the more you forget. Like you consume all this knowledge and all this information to the point where like the past information you've known, like it just like expires, dude. Like it goes away. You don't specifically like you don't remember it. Like I don't know how to say it, but
I mean, like not even that. Also, like the information that we're remembering literally means nothing.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff we're like scrolling through on social media, like what does it really add value to us?
Entertainment.
It's literally just for entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, and so like that whole like issue of us like knowing more things, we don't actually know more things. We just think we know more things because we can access
these
more.
We have access.
Yeah, and that brings us to our next topic.
Dang.
We're
switching topics.
Which is
right.
something.
It's good.
Which is something that
we're moving through it.
Yeah, which is something that I made up this name, but it's called the technological knowledge
paradox.
paradox.
God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And so I have no idea what he was talking about when he said it.
So just
he said that, and we were like, what in the?
To explain what the technological knowledge paradox is that basically, because of technology, we know more things, like I just said, but we don't actually know more things. We're just in this process of like constantly like, you know, like getting information shoved in our brains
in a loop.
So like we think we know more, but it's only because we can access more. We actually don't know, you know, anything. And so like that goes like to this point to where, you know, there was a study that shows that IQ points drop roughly 7 points every generation.
7 points
on average. Like our parents' IQs on average are 7 points higher than ours.
So,
or actually, they'll be 14 points higher because they're 2
so by the
generations ahead of
time
us.
like our kids have kids, they're not gonna have IQ. Like they're just gonna be stupid. That's what you're saying.
I mean that's what the study shows, that your
that's like kind of.
But here's the thing that counteracts that, right? IQ is a measure of your ability to take information and apply it. take your information and apply it to solve certain problems. And the issue with the reason why like our IQ keeps dropping is because of this instant gratification, that we find something and we know it and it's instant. The IQ tests, like if you've ever taken one, like you have to, there's no instant gratification. You have to keep solving and like keep going through it. And there's like really like small, minute details that you're going to miss if you keep just looking for the instant answer. Right. And so this whole thing of like our IQ dropping, we're not actually like, I mean, that's a proof of like us getting dumber, but it's getting dumber in a sense that we can't solve. We can't take information and like create complex solutions. We have to have the A equals like A leads to B. 1 + 1 is 2. Like there's no like way for us to like really like intertwine our knowledge together. It's like our math is for math, science is for science. Like we can't like mix those together and like create a better solution.
Would you agree that the internet's making us not necessarily dumb, but numb or dull?
What do you mean by that?
As in dull, as in like not fulfilled, or
lazy?
Not lazy, but more of a, we have so much and it's like overwhelming us, but we don't necessarily use it all. Like,
I guess, yeah, that is true, because like the constant, like we keep consuming information, like we keep buying into this consumerism of just like Instagram, like Twitter, like we just keep like buying into this information that's just being fed to us, and we don't like stop to think about like, why am I actually like going through this?
Exactly.
And so it does make us like really numb. And I feel like it makes us numb to like society as a whole. Yeah. And like it makes our interactions like really cold.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of like, this is my biggest fear when I grow up, is when I have kids and I'm going to start a family, right? Am I going to let my kids have technology at this young of an age? Because you could see even people at the church.
Dude, Jacob's like leading into my topics.
Yeah, I didn't even see your topics. I really didn't even see your topics.
Yeah. So the next thing was going to be about, the effect of technology on children.
Oh yeah.
And for us, we see a lot of that because of church, and because like we serve in, like all these different capacities. Like these kids aren't much younger than us. They're what?
I mean,
like
some of them are like
they're
first
like 10
grade
years.
and they're addicted to
Okay,
their
they're 10
phone.
years. They're like 10 years. 10 years younger than us.
I've seen people like go through withdrawals not having their phone. Mm-hmm. It's so bad.
Like even I'm not gonna say anything, but even like you've seen it because you teach.
Yeah.
You teach.
So
the
like
choir.
I was there, and it was like a struggle to collect everyone's phone.
Yeah, I mean these kids
it's really hard.
Like
it's not even them being on the phone; it's just them having it. Like
it's
with
like
them.
they need to touch it like a drug. They just need.
They
it in their
need that little
possession.
drug.
No, like it's really bad because these kids aren't much younger than us. Like they're 8-10 years younger than us. Like imagine like when we have kids.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
in 10 more years.
No, that's I think that's a fear, but I don't think it's the biggest fear.
No, I think
no, but like let's talk about like the effect that technology has on children. Obviously, they get withdrawals like crazy.
Yeah. No,
they have no attention span.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah,
whatsoever.
I will
they
agree.
Can't pay attention.
I will agree.
And then this issue of like, again, instant gratification, I feel like is the biggest issue with technology.
I don't even know what they're going to use it. Like, I don't even know.
Like
or something. What's on their phone? Like, they don't check their emails. They don't check their messages.
But like, think about it. Like, whatever they do on their phone, it's like most of the time it's games.
Yeah.
And these games, the way how they latch on to kids is they like have a level and you beat it, and there's instant
there's
reward.
There's always another level.
Yeah, but there's always an instant reward.
Yeah.
That's
like
the part right
there.
there.
3 stars.
That reward gets people addicted to what they do.
Exactly.
Just
and
like,
not only that, but it rewires your brain into thinking that every single thing you do has to have an instant reward tied to it.
Yeah. Just like social media, like you follow someone, you get a follower. That's your reward.
Yeah.
You give a like, you get a like. That's your
exactly.
reward.
Like that's perfect. Like how
that's
it is,
why
like,
people like personally. That's why I think people don't hop off social media. Or they don't have like self-control.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And the issue with like this instant like demand for things is like once you start, going to things where you can't get it instantly, there has to be time involved. People just don't know how to act.
Yeah, people just leave at that point.
Yeah,
they think they're wasting their time, but technically, like it's supposed to be like this.
Yeah,
I mean, like think about when these kids like get to high school and they got to study for tests.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I'm already struggling with
No,
that.
I have
Like,
a funny
genuinely.
story. I have a funny story. I was, Jesus Christ, son fell.
Yikes. Spray for the knees.
I was studying for my math exam, and I was trying to pull up a calculator on my phone. And then I pulled up the calculator, and I found myself on Instagram
Yeah.
scrolling. And I was like, how did I get here?
I feel that.
I was like, from that day, I deleted Instagram, and I was off of Instagram for 2 months, I think. And when you're off of the internet, right, you always find a replacement, right? So
Yeah.
once I was off of Instagram, I
You
was
on
good for.
TikTok?
I was no, I deleted TikTok.
Oh.
We from the monastery
Oh,
trip.
you guys deleted it.
You're always gonna find a replacement for the app that you just deleted.
oh yeah,
right.
100%.
But it takes time for you to find that little
Yeah,
that
that
substitute,
little app.
the substitute, right? Like I deleted Instagram, and then I was
Reddit.
good. I was so productive for the first 3
Week.
weeks, maybe. No, 3 weeks.
days.
Yeah, that's
I was
actually really good.
I was good for 3
That's
weeks,
pretty good.
and then I found YouTube. Well, I didn't found YouTube. I started to be more active on YouTube, and then my hours went up from like it used to be 1 hour to like 4 hours or 3 hours.
Dude,
Not like
Mun's
Munna.
praying
Mun-
he gets 4 hours.
Ah,
Munna's a little bit of
Munna's
a
at
veteran.
19.
no, well, it was not at 19.
There was
But
one day you hit
anyways,
19.
carry on, Jake.
He's a veteran when it comes to YouTube.
I just fall asleep on podcasts. That's it.
But
You got bags
it
under
really,
your eyes.
it really reciprocates. You know, the information that you're taking in is really coming out during these during these
What
podcasts.
can I say?
But going back to my point, are you guys not scared when you're gonna
Oh no,
raise
I'm,
a?
not. I'm terrified. I'm terrified to raise kids in the first
I
place.
think
like,
Oh, that's true.
outside of
If you
technology,
have, if
too,
you have
like
discipline,
especially like, yeah,
yeah, if you have discipline right now, growing up, you're gonna have discipline towards your children. Like,
yeah, but it's really hard to like.
say
It's
no.
kinda
No,
like
it's
taking candy from a
you're
baby,
taming
bro.
an animal that
That's
cannot
exactly
be
what
tamed.
you're doing.
Yeah, it's just not.
But you can have a limit for them. Like now,
Yeah.
Apple has like time limits and stuff. Same with
Yeah,
Android
Isaiah has
and all
time
that.
limits.
All the.
Do you
they
think
all
the
have
time limits
No,
are
but I feel like-
invading into your
Okay,
like
here's-
privacy of freedom?
No,
Time
so
limit
here's
is-
yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about time limits. So here's the thing. I feel like time limits. Everyone needs to have time limits and not have the password for it.
No,
They need to
I
have someone else have
disagree.
the password for it.
For someone else to have the
No,
password?
so I have a time limit and you have the password for it. or
Okay, yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's
feel like
we have that
But if
Yeah.
you don't know
No,
the
but I'm
password
saying-
completely,
I'm
and you
saying,
don't know
like-
for everyone.
I'm not just saying like kids. I'm saying adults, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Because like that like level of accountability is like it's so hard to keep yourself accountable when something is like literally so accessible like your phone. Like you always have it. So it's so hard to keep that level of like accountability. And so I feel like it is like almost a requirement in order for you to like really like be productive and like act like not lie to yourself and like actually be like the best person you can be and waste the least time you can
Yeah.
is to have someone else like keep you accountable.
But that just shows you don't have self-control.
That's not true.
No, that's 100%.
That's not true because define self. Is self-control the act of like
If-
really trying in controlling yourself?
Okay.
Or is it actually achieving control, like by
It's
controlling yourself?
self-control is achieving control. That's what it is.
But-
Self-control.
So would you say that
it's not
someone
like the
who's
process of like
No,
having
okay.
self-control.
But would you say someone that's like trying to spend less time on their phone, like they really are trying? Are you going to say that maybe a step for them is to get time limits and that doesn't count as
no,
self-control?
yeah, that time limit is fine. I'm just saying like self-control is like when I don't.
I feel
it's
like
when
I would
you
agree.
have-
I would
when
agree
you
with
have your
Munna.
phone with no time limit, and you're not like you're not
Yes,
itching
but that's
for
like
it.
but that's like a level you have to reach.
Yeah.
So there has to be a progression to get there. If you're like on your phone for 10 hours a day, you're not just going to cut it cold. You know, you have to set limits and you have to gradually get your way to where you can take off those limits and
I
feel
think
confident
Munna's
that you're not
more
going to
thinking about
spend
the
time on your
like
phone.
the end goal, like self-control. Like if you can't control yourself being off of your phone, like I feel like if you do put the passcode on your phone, like let's say the timer runs out, like you're gonna be itching for that. I think
Yeah.
in the beginning you might be itching for the
and you
1 or
probably
2
will-
minutes.
You probably will like do it. So what I'm saying is, like you start not the
Yeah.
whole way. The start is someone else has the password, right? And as you grow into it and you get used to it, and like maybe you feel after a few months you feel confident that you're not going to just go back and using your phone like crazy. You like instead of them having the password, now you have the password.
Yeah.
and then after that you keep lowering the time until like you really don't need a password anymore. You don't even need a time limit. You don't need that stuff at all. So sorry. And so you can like mature past that and just like, be yourself really. Without like any time limits, and you can still control yourself.
Yeah, sure.
So going back to the children, I just wanted to like say one more thing is that because technology decreases attention span, when you decrease attention span and you like increase the requirement for like instant gratification, you end up getting a dumber population.
Yeah.
Because you get a population that like can't think through things, and they like can't pay, they can't learn because they can't be paying attention, and they need to like know now, and they need everything now. So they never build this patience, and they never build this like muscle in their brain of learning. They don't know how to learn. They just know how to know. And so
You think that's gonna affect our, like the future?
For sure. I mean, I
Like,
feel
in
like
what way?
I feel like
In
it's
what
affecting
way?
us now.
It
Yeah.
definitely is, but like
I feel
let's say 20, 30 years, how's it gonna affect it?
Well, I
Like,
think by 20, 30 years from now, there's going to be like actual like regulations on like usage
Like a law?
of technology,
on apps. Yeah.
like actual regulation.
no, definitely not.
Everyone is just
you-
scared.
No,
I mean,
they're not gonna
people
do
are
that.
people
Like,
are still gonna make money. You know
this
what
is
I
a
mean?
distraction. There's always someone behind this.
Yeah,
Who's
that's
behind
true.
this? The company. The company's making all the money.
Not the government, right? Well, not.
Well, the company, and then the government takes taxes.
Okay, but like again,
I'm
there's
just saying, like,
there's
behind the phone, there's a company that needs to make money.
yeah, that's true.
It's always behind something. There's always something bigger.
But here's the thing is I feel like the way how society shifts, right, is based on what the majority of the population thinks.
The popular vote.
Whatever the popular opinion is how it's going to shift. So once the popular opinion becomes that we need to limit, I'm not saying this might happen.
I feel like it's gonna be more of a movement than a.
But no.
You get what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if that happens, that will create some sort of a shift towards more regulation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like complete like
Yeah.
the government like controls how much time you're on your phone. But what I'm saying is like there's going to be some form of like until like you're I don't know like 14 like these are like the legal recommendations for time on your
so
phone.
it's not gonna be mandatory. It's gonna be
No, but I feel like most people will follow it.
recommended. Maybe.
I don't think most people
but
follow it.
people are not gonna like. People are not just gonna follow it. You know.
Yeah, no,
People are
I
not
agree
gonna
100%.
follow a recommendation. They're gonna follow like something that's like.
Well, that's not like it just depends on like where their headspace is, what they really believe, and like
For
what the people
where
around
we
them believe.
are right now, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's,
no one.
No, I'm not saying right now. This is
Yeah, but, like,
we
20 years.
we already have all these things like a recommendation to use the
Now it's
time.
just a snowball
Uh,
effect. Like,
Yeah.
it's just gonna get
It's-
bigger and
yeah,
bigger
and
and
it's
bigger
not gonna go away
until
so-
it hits a wall and just poof.
Yeah, that's when the Earth like explodes.
Yeah, that's the second coming.
All right, so let's talk about obviously there's a lot of positives to technology,
Yeah.
and it's
Instant answers.
No. Is that like, if you think about it from like, if you think about like the effect of technology on a global scale, right? You have more of a balance of knowledge, right? People in
Yeah.
not 100% necessarily, but like obviously it's still disproportionate because some people can't afford
Have
the
internet.
technology.
Yeah.
But it takes the people who can afford it and matches them with the people that already had that knowledge, right? That were like the high class people. It brought like the middle class up to the high class, basically, in terms of knowledge. And so I feel like that's obviously a very positive thing. And like as like initiatives grow to like spread technology to like like the poor areas or like to like rural areas. I can't say that word.
Anyways, since it is, instant answers does have a benefit to it, right? Like,
have a
let's say, like mena or like you want to start your crypto business or your cryptocurrency,
Okay, yeah.
wherever it is, right? You'd look it up, right?
I don't know if you could start a crypto business. But yeah. Okay.
You could be Bitcoin, the new Bitcoin.
Yeah,
You could look up anything.
Yeah,
like,
that ease of access is
Yeah.
really good to information. But the issue is that when you're introduced to it at such a young age, where you can't build that ability to learn. Like your only ability is just I know stuff,
yeah.
and so like that's not a good thing because there's some things you can't just look up. Like there really is some things you just can't. Like there's some things that you have to be able to experience and have to be able to go through, not just for knowledge purposes, but to grow as a person.
Yeah.
Right? There's character traits, you don't look them up online.
You can.
Right? You can't look up how to
love more.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, but you can't just go on the internet and just be like, oh, how to be kind.
How to be more social.
And then just like do it because you looked it up. You have to like practice it. You really have to experience it. You have to learn through it. And so I feel like that's the issue with instant gratification. It's not the knowing stuff. Information is amazing. Information is the key to success, but you have to be able
how to apply it and how to use it.
Yes, and you have to be able to like learn how to learn information, Okay. What? Okay. And then like I feel like on a population basis, that's where technology has the biggest like positive impact. Population, like within a certain population, because it brings everyone up, right? That's just kind of obvious. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. But I feel like on a global level, technology is kind of neutral because it helps bring some people and it keeps some people like even lower, But on an individual basis, which I feel like is the point of this, is like talking about whether technology makes you dumber as an individual. I'm gonna say that it doesn't necessarily make you as an individual dumber, but it decreases your ability to be smart.
Dull.
I like that answer.
And I feel like there's kind of like a curve to it too. Yeah. The younger you are, the more of an effect it has.
Yeah.
The older you are, the less effect it has. Like your 60-year-old grandma's not gonna get dumber because she doesn't know how to call because she never has needed to.
It's not gonna make you dumber, but like you said, it's gonna suppress your skills, like your social skills.
Yes. I agree 100%.
Oh yeah.
Like talking one-on-one, like even like the small things, you're not gonna know how to do it because
people have
like,
mad anxiety just
Yeah.
asking a waiter for a napkin.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. It's like,
It's
I don't want
bad.
to do it. I'm like, bro, it's a napkin.
Yeah. I mean, back then, like, no one struggled with that because there was, I mean, not no one, but like some people struggled with that, but it wasn't.
It wasn't as bad.
It wasn't
like,
as bad.
Technology increases anxiety, increases depression. Like it just like that trend is just, it's so obvious, you can't like ignore it.
Yeah.
And especially anxiety because like especially like Instagram like really puts up your anxiety really puts up like like body image issues and stuff like that because
you're comparing
you're
yourself
literally
to
you're always comparing to other people
constantly.
because that is the
and
point.
the more technology you have, the more you're going to compare to others or
because that's the point of
things.
it. That's how they get that's how Instagram gets their money, man. They get their money by making you compare yourself to other people.
There's always something behind something small.
Well, yeah, they gotta make money.
All right, so that was the point I was going back to. You said like in 30 years it might be more restricted or less like a recommendation, recommended, right? But since there's always companies trying to make money, like everyone's money hungry.
Yeah, but you can also make money by restricting it. You can be the company that restricts it and make money that way by giving certain tools or certain things.
But you're not gonna be
bro. This world's so messed up.
Like Jacob.
No,
you're not
I
gonna
agree.
be supported as like the companies that don't have a time limit or
Again,
don't have a rule.
It depends on the people.
Yeah.
100%. So if people decide that no, we need to limit it, it's gonna get limited, whether the companies like it or not. Basically.
Let's move to the fourth topic.
That was all my topics.
No, we have one
Oh,
more.
I got one more.
The last topic is if technology makes simple tasks harder.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about that a lot, but I'll say that simple tasks get harder.
Expand on that?
The more hold on, let me find it. One sec. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I got it right here. Okay, so the internet, right, makes simple tasks like directions, basic math, so accessible that the human brain just kind of like we like deem it unnecessary and we just kind of like throw it to the side.
It's not even that. It's the way it makes simple tasks hard is like the more you're on something, like the more you're on Instagram or something, it's gonna make such a simple task. Like you're gonna take so much time looking at stuff, it's gonna make that task become
like it'll distract you. So you're saying?
Yeah.
No, but what I was talking about is like when I meant like it makes simple tasks harder is like let's say you just couldn't have technology anymore. I guarantee you, your sense of direction is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
However, if you were someone who never had technology, your sense of direction is going to be a lot better, just because you are you don't just put in your GPS and just go.
Yeah.
You know,
You
you
actually
know,
look
you
at the
actually
road.
know
you have to
where you
know
are.
shortcuts. You
Yeah.
have to
You know, like I'm like
Jacob.
like what I was saying
Yeah.
earlier. Like if you gave a fourth grade, if I gave you a fourth grade math test, it was like a time one against a fourth grader, they would beat you. They would literally beat you because for them that stuff is just so. It's so easy because that's all they do. But for us, because we just put in the calculator, we have to like stop and think like, oh, do I like, you know, you multiply like two-digit numbers or
that's
whatever. Like,
true.
what's
That's
the
true.
order? Like, how do you
Yeah,
switch
that's
it? Like,
true.
where does zero go? Like all that.
I
stuff.
think it's more of like you take it for granted then.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And so therefore, it doesn't actually like make it harder. It makes it harder if you don't have technology. Basically, is what I was saying. Like that, it makes it harder on our human brains. We just kind of like do it and it's like whatever, you know.
Technology is basically a drug to us.
Yeah, it is
A drug we need.
to some.
I mean, we don't need it.
I mean, to
but
some extent.
it's something we're
Yeah.
addicted to. Like we can't let go of our technology of our phones. Like it's something we need on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, it's not as like
We have
it's
our phones
all about,
with us
it's-
Yeah,
on our
we literally
laps
have our
too.
phones right here.
It's everywhere.
It's filming us right now.
Yeah.
No, but it's. I feel like everything has to come to moderation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be moderate. You can't just go no
too
technology.
too much of a good thing is bad.
Yes,
Yeah.
and too little of a good thing is also bad.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't drink water, you're gonna die. If you drink
If
too
you don't have
much
enough
water,
money.
you're still gonna die. Like you have to be in the middle. And
You
so I
have
feel
to
like
you have to
that's-
find an even balance for your entire life.
I mean, that's everything in
Yeah.
life is about balance.
The entire life.
Yeah, especially technology.
Yeah. Technology, friendships.
Friendships are all about balance.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up,
That's
boys.
it. That's it.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. Does the internet make you dumber? We have agreed that it does to some extent.
It does. And you're watching this
Sometimes.
right now, so
So you're
You're
probably
dumb.
dumb.
Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode.